Good evening and welcome to another edition of the School Zone. I'm your host, Maggie Van Bockern. Eugene Field took part in a Pennies for Patients fundraiser for leukemia research. They celebrated in a unique fashion.
Hi, I'm Laura Felstead. I'm the music and drama teacher at Eugene Field. I am also in charge of the student council along with my co-teacher, Cara Soper. This year, one of our fundraisers for student council was to raise pennies for patients for the Leukemia Society. Our school teamed up with Cleveland Elementary to do several projects to raise money for the Leukemia Society. One of the things we did was Penny Wars. We had a competition with Cleveland to raise the most money, and our school won. Go Eagles. We also did a day called, or something called Coin Days, where each day the students brought a different coin. Monday was Penny Day, Tuesday was Nickel Day, Wednesday was Dime Day, Thursday was Quarter Day. And last Friday we had a big sucker sale called Help Lick Leukemia, and we sold giant suckers for $1. All in all, our students helped raise over $800 for the Leukemia Society. We're very proud of our school and our students and the effort they put forth to raise money for people in need. Today in the gym is our celebration to tell the kids how much money we actually raised. Because we were able to raise so much money, the challenge was that I would have to kiss a pig. So I will be starting off the assembly day by kissing a pig. One of our teachers at Eugene Field is a cancer survivor, and she's going to be a guest speaker for us today, talking to the kids about some of the things that she went through.
Get from your friends, and cancer isn't something you can give your friends like a cold or the flu. It's just something that develops inside of you. And because it's not like a regular flu or a cold, you have to take special medicine for it. And the special medicine is very strong. And so when we were talking to the doctor, he told me that I had to take this special medicine called chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is too strong to go home and take. Your moms and dads, if you get sick, they give you your medicine at home. I had to go to Sioux Falls to have my doctor give me my medicine.
So lots of the teachers will be getting pies in the face. It was just kind of an incentive for the students to raise the money, and it's just a fun way to end the whole thing and to thank the kids for their hard work.
Senator Tim Johnson paid a visit to Eugene Field Elementary School. He was there to learn more about an A-plus school.
I'm Dr. Kathy Coulter. I'm the principal at Eugene Field Elementary. Eugene Field is slightly different than the other schools in Sioux Falls because we embrace the A-plus concept. And really what that means is the A stands for academics and the plus means incorporating the arts into our program. We have found that since all the teachers and staff members have come on board, we are making great gains in academic growth for children. The district's average is approximately here, and Eugene Field's scores would be predicted to be very similar to that, but our scores are above that. What do we attribute that to? We attribute that to the great teaching, the A-plus concept, the parents that help out, and the wonderful students that we have here at Eugene Field.
Well, I'm really pleased, and it's an honor to be at Eugene Field to take a quick walk through here today, talk to some of the faculty and some of the aides here at the school as well. There's exciting things going on here, and Eugene Field is a good cross-section, I think, of what the student population at Sioux Falls tends to be. But some very innovative teaching techniques going on here, incorporating science and the arts into learning. A lot of movement in the classrooms. The kids are having a good time, but they're learning. And the end results appear to be very, very good as well. So I'm pleased to see this kind of exciting innovation going on. Not only is it good for the kids who attend school here at Eugene Fields, but I think the school becomes something of a model and a laboratory, if you will, for education throughout Sioux Falls and throughout South Dakota. So I just want to commend everybody involved with the exciting things that are going on here, and wish you well in the future. On the federal side, we'll try to do a little better on the funding end of things, but the real teaching process begins right here at home, right here at Eugene Field.
Recently, Robert Frost's fifth graders celebrated their graduation from the DARE program. The KLRN camera was there to capture the event.
The DARE program was a program that started back in 1983, and I was very fortunate enough that about 11 years ago I started teaching DARE here in Sioux Falls. I got hired as a police officer in 1992. And when I came in, I wanted to be a police officer. That was my main goal in life. Well, I became that, then someone asked me to come out and do DARE for a while. I hesitated for a while. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do it. but I went to the DARE program, I taught my first class, and I realized, this is what I want to do. It is fun working with kids. Which is, the DARE program has changed quite a bit. It used to be 17 weeks long, you talked about drugs and violence, and that was kind of the main core of the topics. With the new program, it's talking about their decision-making model. It's a model that is put out there to help kids make good or better decisions.
I'm Hannah Peterson, and for the last 9 weeks, most of the 5th grade students have been involved in a program called DARE, which teaches kids about alcohol, drugs, and peer pressure. I think DARE is a great program for 5th graders to help them with ways to say no, dealing with friends, and drugs.
Hi, my name is Jaden Allenbecker, and during these 9 weeks of DARE, I have been learning about drugs, alcohol, and peer pressure. We have learned how to say no, get out of sticky situations, and stay out of sticky situations.
Hi, my name is Darby Huguenin. DARE has been fun for me to learn about drugs. I enjoyed it because Officer DeBoer made it interesting. I learned a lot of new things about drugs. I learned that tobacco, marijuana, and other drugs will keep me from having a healthy body, being able to do sports and activities, and live longer.
Hi, my name is Morgan Nelson. DARE is a class that 5th graders take to learn about the harmful effects of drugs like marijuana and tobacco. In DARE, we learned about violence and drugs through stories, questions, and demonstrations. All in all, it's very important to be drug-free. I promise to stay drug-free so I'll be healthy and can do sports.
People can tell me what they want. Maybe some things, maybe none. But people can't tell me what to do. I will choose the way that's true for me. Don't want to fall into the trap. Don't want to be somebody's sap. I'm better than that. I'll go to the mat to prove I can be drug-free. Yeah, I won't do drugs, A won't have an addict. R, I will respect myself. E, I will educate my team.
Hi, this is Jeff Little for the School Zone. This next story takes us to the outdoor campus, where 6th grade students from Axtell Park Middle School learn all about the outdoors. Let's take a look.
I'm Miss Jill Banker, 6th grade science teacher at Axtell Park Middle School. Basically, hopefully, first of all, they're learning to give a little love to nature and experiencing the outdoors, learning skills in outdoor cooking, making some ice cream, a little bit about fly tying, orienteering, map reading, just a lot of outdoor experiences, things that are native to South Dakota, fishing, camping skills, trail hiking, and how to read maps. We're going to be studying ecology towards the end of the year, and they need to understand how the world works together with all the different animals and humans and the nature systems, how everything works together to create a balance on the earth.
Hi, I'm Jan Osborne. I'm one of the naturalists here at the outdoor campus. Today we're having a middle school day, and the kids are learning a variety of things about the outdoors, which is what the outdoor campus is all about. We teach outdoor skills and outdoor education and those kinds of things. Today, Axtell Park Middle Schoolers are learning about how to orienteer, which is using a map to find certain points around the campus. They're also learning about winter wildlife, identifying South Dakota wildlife and how good they are at that, as well as some of the tracks that they might leave. We are also outdoor cooking, and even though we don't have a fire going in the winter, we have this cover of snow now, they are making ice cream with coffee cans, and they're learning how to build a fire, what makes fire, how to put out a fire, and those kinds of things. Another station that they're learning is fly fishing. This winter we did not have good enough ice on our pond so that we could ice fish, which is what we usually do. So instead they're fly tying, which is a whole nother kind of fishing. So it's kind of a new experience for them. And then lastly, they're getting an experience of going over to the butterfly house. And I think that too, probably especially in winter, is a great thing for them to experience. We cover a lot of different activities here at the campus. We're kind of winding down our winter things, and we'll be gearing up for spring. We'll be doing regular fishing, kayaking, canoeing, all sorts of different kinds of things. And lots of school groups come out here too during the day. We also have community programs and group programs. And if you're interested, you can pull up our website, which is www.outdoorcampus.org, or you can stop, and all of our programs are listed there, or you can stop and pick up a brochure. We hope that we'll see you out here.
I'm Andrew Masters. I don't know. I've been learning a lot here since I came here. First time, well, not really my first time, but first time making all the cool stuff you get too. Like you get to make all kinds of ice cream and stuff. It's awesome. Plus you learn all about the animal tracks and stuff like that. I mean, you ask a couple of my friends, they'll tell you. Well, I mean, when you go here, you know so much and you explore. It's like, for the little kids, you're like a junior explorers, I should say. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a great learning experience, and I think other people should come.
My name's Yvette Tedman, and I'm from Axtell Park. We went to the outdoor campus today, and we went to the butterfly house, which that was probably my favorite part because there was a whole bunch of different types of butterflies, and some butterflies only live 3 to 7 days, and then some only live 2 to 7 weeks. And like a couple of them flew on me, which was cool. But you're not supposed to pick a butterfly up, let them come to you, because if you pick a butterfly up, it can rub off the powders on them and rub off some scales on their skin. And we made ice cream out of like 4 ingredients, which was half and half milk, sugar, flavorings, and then you put that in a bag and you mix them up and you stick them in this like jar and you mix it up with ice and salt. And we also made flames, campfires out of candy.
High school students had an opportunity to look at different career opportunities during the 2006 Career Expo. We will look at some of the activities that took place at Southeast Technical Institute.
2 years ago, we implemented an academic and career planning process that is a coordinated effort that starts in 7th grade and follows all the way through high school. And then we know, you can have classroom activities and different inventories and things that you do with students, but they actually need some hands-on experience in testing out whether there's a career that they want to explore further, if this is something really for them, asking people that are actually in that job, is this something, tell us what the good things are about this work, what don't you like about it, those kinds of things that you don't get out of a book or off a computer. So this is an opportunity for these 10th graders to come here, hear firsthand from people what it might be like to work in an occupation like that. The other thing is we were having these things happen intermittently. They kind of be disruptive to the rest of the school day, and by coordinating this so that throughout this day we have a rolling schedule so that Roosevelt students are at 9th and 12th graders are back in their building doing career and academic planning activities. The 10th graders are here at the Expo at Southeast Tech, and then the 11th graders are down at the Pavilion visiting with post-high institutions about planning for what they're going to do in terms of education beyond high school. So that all happens for Roosevelt High kids over about a 2-hour period. Then that rolls to the next high school and to the next high school. So we take part of their day, but the rest of the day is they're in their classes. One of the things that happens sometimes is students kind of get focused on a certain career option, and there may be several different occupations that are related to that may be of interest to them, but because grandpa or grandma or some relative or friend has been in this job, and then maybe they're interested in it, but it's not quite what they want to do. By looking at these related occupations, they may get a light bulb may come on and say, hey, this is what I want to look at further. And the other thing we want to do, there's more occupations out there today. They're changing, different than what you or I experienced in when we were doing our planning, and even with the technology in the world today, things are just changing almost daily. And we need to give kids an opportunity to keep that window open for them to look at occupations and not get so narrowly focused early on. So this isn't about narrowing down to just one occupation. This is about exploring and looking at a lot of different things so that they can make an informed decision.
They took the South Dakota Career Assessment Program, which ask them a series of questions, finding out where their interests are, what they like, dislike, maybe good, not good at. And then we used the Holland occupational, there's 6 Holland occupation areas that, like realistic, for example, investigative, that say, okay, if this is the area that you have of interest, then these are careers that you may find interesting and enjoy, which is very important to find and enjoy. So then what we did is we took those 6 clusters, and then Southeast Tech helped with coordinating where those clusters are going to be at in the school. So then what we did at Roosevelt was we made name tags for everyone saying, okay, this is where you're going to load at Roosevelt, this is the cluster you're going to go to, this is the building you're going to go to. So we had all that organized on that end, so when our sophomores come here to listen to their clusters, they just get off the bus, go in the building, and then Southeast puts them in groups, gets them their presenters, and they get to hear approximately 10, 12 presenters in a cluster of interest to them. And a lot of people will tell you, I have no idea what I want to do, but if anything, this is created for a day to give them interest. They're going to listen to people in professions they may have interest in, and some they may have never thought of. So to get them to even think about those, because especially over their junior and senior high school, if they never thought of going to college and all of a sudden now, oh, I'm interested in this career and I got to go to college, and then they realize I need more science, more math, they have that time to get in there. So this is a good time to be thinking about that, taking classes, take advantage of our shadow program, which you can spend a half a day with a person in the community and maybe get a greater exposure in one specific career, so that you can adjust your schedule down the road and start giving you direction. And they may change their minds several times down the road. That's fine. It's all part of the process to find their one career that they're eventually going to be happy with. And young students think that they need to know what they're going to do, and then they're not supposed to change, when it's all a process of life and growing, maturing, and finding different interests. So this is just to get them thinking and get them exposure. There was a lot of work on a lot of people's part, the counselors, Southeast Tech, staff from many organizations, and all the presenters, which have been wonderful to volunteer their time. It's been a very massive coordinated effort, and so far I've jumped around from several buildings right now, and so far it seemed to really be going smooth, which really is very gratifying, because when that many people put that much work into something, you want to make sure it goes smooth. And so far I've heard some positive talk between the students too as they're walking around.
My name's Mary Ackerman. I'm a lawyer at Woods, Fuller, Shelton Smith. It's a firm in downtown Sioux Falls. We've got about 35 lawyers, and we do all kinds of different law. And I'm going to just walk you through kind of the steps that you need to take to get from where you are now to being a lawyer if you're interested in being one, and then kind of what happens when you get there and the different types of law and maybe some of the things that you do if you became one. So you'll probably all know that before you can go to law school, you have to get a college degree. So probably the best thing you can do now is to try to prepare for that, or to do some extracurricular activities in high school that might be useful.
Here's what you need to know, people. This is really critical. This is one thing I didn't know when I was your age. Where do I have to go, and what do I have to do to become a registered architect? Well, after you take your math classes, and I hope you people like math, because math is part of it, and after you take your drawing classes, if you can, and construction classes, then you have to find a university or college that offers a degree in architecture.
Your knife actually never leaves your hand. It's in contact with your hand all the time. That's why you don't get cut, because your hand knows where the knife is and it doesn't get scared. So when your hand gets scared, that you forget, you get cut. There's a julienne onion. Just that simple. It looks really impressive on TV, but it's really not that hard. And if you go to any kind of culinary arts training at all, you'll learn how to do that. You'll learn how to dice an onion the right way.
My hope is that some of you are here because you're thinking of making a living at being a musician. Is that true? You got some? Yeah? Good, because that's kind of the point. Or at least kind of thinking about it, or think it might be kind of cool. All right. Well, I will tell you, first of all, that it is possible, because I am living proof that you can make your living doing this. This month is actually 7 years for me being self-employed doing original music, which is actually pretty rare. I know only one other guy in Sioux Falls
that is an original musician that makes his living doing it, that actually has a wife and a family and a house and pays his bills. So it's somewhat rare, but it can be done. I know that it seems like a lot of times the public seems to think that in order to make it in this business, you have to either be on the cover of Rolling Stone or top of the Billboard charts, and that's not necessarily true either, because I haven't landed either of those two things, and yet again still am making a living at it. I do have a real wife and a real son and a real house, and I pay my bills. And
I hope it tells me what I'm really good at doing and what I could actually go towards, because I've done so many of these tests, but I've gotten the same answers every time, and I want different ones. And the thing I really want to do isn't really on that, so I want to know if it would be a good thing for me to do.
Okay. And what are you interested in?
Well, job-wise? Well, I went to the chiropractor this summer because I had really bad neck problems, and I was just amazed at how he could turn my neck and feel cracks. So I've just been really interested in that lately.
Okay.
And it would be pretty good for earnings-wise also.
Right. And what do these tests tell you that you should do?
They told me I should be like a flight attendant because I'm so friendly, or an interior designer, or like a dancer, and I'm not really interested in any of that at all. So I'm just like, just kind of go along with it.
So at this stage in your life, as a sophomore, I mean, you have so much time to decide what to do.
Well, we have time, but they don't let us really add on. Like, you have time, but we need to figure out what you want to do now. That's kind of what it is. So then you know what kind of college you want to go to and those types of things.
So you do have to have some planning.
Yeah, you have to have planning. You're supposed to know what you want to do, but usually I know seniors that still don't know what they want to do, and they're just going to try to go to college and figure it out. I don't want to do that.
Right. Now, do you think it's a good thing that the school emphasizes career technical planning?
It's a pretty good idea. Just it does take time out of class to go take tests to figure out what you want to do, but it does kind of help lead people to what they want to do, because I have friends that they've known what they want to do since they've taken the test, so it helps, I guess.
Okay, good. So your day-to-day, what will you be sitting in on? What kind of groups?
Artistic and social kind of things. I think interior designing type of things, but I guess it's going to be a good job-wise thing for me. But I'll try to get into things like chiropractic and things if I can.
So this test determined which group, which cluster you should be in.
Yes, I'm artistic today.
Okay. So even though you're thinking chiropractic or something along that line, you're going to check out these other things.
Yeah, I'm going to check out them out, because if it's how my personality fits in. It's what I'm supposed to do, and I guess if it's how my personality fits in, it's what I would do better overall. But I still do want to try out different things, so that's good. Here.
Explore all the options.
Yep.
The Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society is sponsoring a special educational program. Jazz Diversity explains the correlation with American history and jazz music.
Well, my name is Joyce. I'm the Executive Director of the Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society. And this program really came about with about a year ago. The Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society met with humanities teachers here in the school district, and we asked them, what can we do to help accentuate program and the curriculum that you use right now in the state of South Dakota, and for a special program. And what we wanted to do was try to combine sociology, history, and jazz together in a presentation that would help accentuate those courses. The result is the Jazz Diversity Program, and we're very proud that we have the Dakota Jazz Collective performing. We have Dr. Crowley from South Dakota State University that's the narrator. The Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society is heavily involved in really spearheading the program. And we have some really great sponsors too, with the Sioux Falls Area Community Foundation. We have written some grants with the South Dakota Humanities Council, which have helped us. And we also have a great sponsor with First Premier Bank. And our goal with this program is to not only be in every middle school in Sioux Falls and present this program, but also to be able to take this to surrounding areas and hopefully even West River throughout South Dakota, and let people, 8th graders and middle school students all throughout the state hear the music and hear the message that Dr. Crowley has.
Hello, my name is Rick Crawley. I'm a faculty member at South Dakota State University. I'm the
Director of Jazz Studies, and I'm also on the woodwind faculty. Today we've been out working in a couple of schools, working on the diversity in the school project, sponsored by the Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society and various other arts organizations and banks and things in the community. And this project is just to show the students the diversity of jazz music and how it affects their everyday life, and it brings forward to them a lot of the different tunes and composers and performers of that time.
You had a group with you today, and do you guys play often, or did you guys just kind of put this together?
No, we've worked this diversity project together. We all are freelance musicians in the area, Sioux Falls. We play in various bands. We've played in 7 or 8 different bands around the region. Jeremy Haig on piano, Jim Spears on trumpet, Bobby Grip on drums, myself on woodwinds, Andrew Reinitz on bass. All outstanding musicians, and the students have had a treat, I think, hearing these great musicians play and improvise, which is the main thing. We wanted to show them how we go out and improvise on various tunes and styles.
My name's Jim Spears, and I play the trumpet, and this was just a great opportunity. Worked with the Jazz and Blues Society. I started working with Katrina about 2 years ago, I think now, maybe a year and a half, and the idea was initially just to get jazz into the school system. I mean, simply put, let's try to get some music happening here. The deal with jazz is not a lot of exposure, you know. I mean, as a young person today, you're not going to be flipping TV channels and catch a lot of jazz. You're not going to catch it on the radio very often. And I bet you a lot of these folks' parents probably don't even listen to too much jazz, but yet it is America's original music, you know. It's our music. So I think if students should know any name, it should be like Duke Ellington or a jazz musician. You know, Mozart and Bockern, those guys are all important too, but it's not one-sided. So this started as just an opportunity to play for the students, and it kind of grew into this diversity project where we would not only play music, but we try to relate the music to the history of the United States, because they're so intertwined, you know, with segregation and the civil rights movement, and jazz is right there the entire time.